Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Bluegrass Truck Series here on V-Speed Racing Network. I'm Eddie Smith, and tonight got a great race for you here tonight. First round of the playoffs here in the Bluegrass Truck Series, and we're going to head into the playoffs, get ready to crown a champion here before this thing is all said and done. We had a great last couple of races, and looking forward to another good one here tonight at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Loud, New Hampshire opened in 1990, capacity 76,000 miles. We call it a 1 miler, but it's a little bit longer than 1 mile, but it sure is flat. And I think if you're a short track fan from the Northeast, you gotta love this track. Is you feel like the tour mods are perfect for this track. Flat, got a lot of room to race around. We'll see tonight, top line, bottom line, what'll be the strongest. Usually somewhere in the middle is where we'll end up. We got a lot of folks here tonight. Got about 25 drivers going to take the field tonight. But New Hampshire is going to be a tough one, as you're going to want to get positions early. And, man, it's going to be tough to pass at some points. But if you get this truck to rotate in the middle, you can find a lot of speed. So we'll see who finds it tonight, as qualifying almost over as we get ready to get this thing underway. I do want to talk to some drivers, so I'm going to bring in your points leader at the moment, Daniel Cunningham, to talk to him about his season. And we'll get him up into the booth now. Daniel, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Eddie.
Well, we are ready for the playoffs, man, and you are up on top of the board and been leading the trucks feels like all season long. But here the last few races been some good ones for you that you've been able to take over that lead from Peyton Hubbard, who's just had a terrible last few races. But we'll talk a little bit about your season, man, and how you're feeling going into the playoffs. Is you're only going to have a couple rounds, and one of them's Talladega.
Yeah, definitely want to try to maximize whatever I can here today, get a solid finish, because the next race is going to be such a wild card and crapshoot. But luckily, I got a little bit of playoff points. I'm not sure exactly what the standings look like. I got the win, a couple stage wins, and some points for regular season. So got a little bit of insurance there, but hopefully my premiums don't go up after this round.
Yeah, no doubt about it. As Talladega going to be one of those that's really looming. So tonight's going to be important for all playoff drivers. What's your strategy here tonight? How you feeling about this track, and what are you planning on doing? Looks like you're going to start on the front row. Are you going to attack? Are you going to save? What's your plan here tonight?
Honestly, I'm kind of just going by what the flow of the race kind of feels like. I've kind of played over a couple different scenarios in my head, but it really just depends. I mean, if we get an early caution, might do some fuel only and try to save a set of tires for the end, or might go for some stage points. So I wish I had a solid answer for you, but honestly, I ain't even 100% sure yet.
Well, I'll take whatever I can get, but man, sure do appreciate you taking time for us tonight. Good luck tonight, brother.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Eddie.
There is your points leader, Daniel Cunningham, rip-roaring, ready to go. And so is the field as we get ready to get this thing underway. And let's go ahead and we'll jump into the grid and see where everybody's starting tonight. On the front row, Alex Healy in that Toyota Tundra TRD Pro in the 97 machine, starting on the front row with a blistering lap time of 30.260. Then you got Daniel Cunningham right next to him outside the front row. Row number 2, Sean Kaiser. Another JC Motorsports duo up here, side by side for third and fourth. Barrett Morton on the outside of row number 2. Row number 3, Eric Parks with Lucas Lyon on his outside. John Mollahan in the 7th position. David Sheets in the 8th position. 9th is Kenneth McCullough, and 10th, Christopher McCullough. 11th, Chad Ross and Bobby Hall Jr. in that 12th position. Jim Kaufman in the 13th position. David Brackett in 14th. Drew Prohl in 15th. Steve Page in 16th. Brian Terry going to round out the 17th position with Daniel Worthington in 18th. 19th, Wes Wiggin and Jeremy Vaughn in the 20th position. 21st, Dakota Shepard with Thomas Hall outside of him. Carlton Charles is going to be 23rd. Jeremiah Hobbs in 25th. And rounded out the rear of the field is going to be Peyton Hubbard in that 51 machine. Well. Getting ready to get this thing rolling. We talked about it already. Just a flat track. 101 laps here tonight. an odd number. I'm sure there's a reason for it. However, I am not aware of what the reason is. So I'm sure there's a cool, interesting reason. Maybe somebody will post it in chat, or maybe send me a DM, and we'll know. But yeah, gonna be interesting tonight. So we'll go ahead and jump into the race analysis as everybody's getting rolling now. Big setups, 101 laps, total sets of tires for, and stage break at lap 45. So these guys are going to be racing for those stage points early in this race. Now, I wasn't aware of who is in the playoffs, who made it. I know there's some drivers, but you can see there the playoff, the yellow banner on top of their truck. If you see that, you'll know that they are in the playoffs. You see the front row, it's got a couple playoff drivers. So if you see that, that is a playoff driver. Once the playoff bracket is released, I'll have that information on the ticker here on the left side of the screen for next week for sure, especially as we head on into the playoffs. That way you can identify as who is who. But if you see that yellow windshield banner, that gives you the information. So getting ready to go green. Green flag is out here in New Hampshire. Well, as they cross the start-finish line, side by side for the lead, Daniel Cunningham, Alex Healy currently battling it out for the lead. Daniel Cunningham there on the outside, going to get the run off the corner. Looks like he's going to be able to clear Alex here, and he's going to have to settle in for second place. Alex still looking down to the inside, so I don't think he's quite done just yet. But it seems like that top line, you see everybody kind of moseying up there to put the right side tires right on that seam where it gets a little bit darker on the outside. And that seems to be where everybody will run. We've seen that more and more at this track. It's kind of been a thing. But Alex Healy doing a good job on the inside. Is now here comes Lucas Lyons down on the back bumper of his teammate as Alex Healy's going to take the lead away from Daniel Cunningham. Daniel did not have a really good couple of corners there. I was over here bragging about the outside line, and Daniel just struggling here. Either that or he's just decided to save his tire corner two. Now, on board with Lucas Lyons, we'll see what's going on with his shifting. We'll see if anybody's shifting here. There you go. So that's something else to be thinking about tonight. Guys are going to be shifting and trying to get that extra little bit of run off the corner. So far, so good for Lucas Lyons. So we'll see if anybody picks up on that and starts doing it themselves. But Lucas already up 4 spots from where he started, as he is really on the move as Alex Healy starts to pull away here in that 97 machine. You want to get out front as the tires start to wear out. You want to be out front to be able to guard off. It's similar to Iowa where the top side just becomes dominant, I believe. So, but honestly, it's been a while since I've seen a race in New Hampshire. So we'll see how it plays out. Right now, Daniel Cunningham falling back as Barrett Morton now goes around him. And they've got a battle. John Mollahan looks down to the inside, trying to get a run here on the 24. Sean Kaiser not quite able to do it and has to fall back in line, but single file. You see some double wide racing back there. But here comes Sean Kaiser down to the inside of Daniel Cunningham. So not really sure what Cunningham's doing. I don't know if maybe he's not shifting. We'll go on board with him and see. On board with Daniel Cunningham. You can hear him not shifting. So he is not he's not doing what these other guys do, and that may be the reason as John Mollahan gets really out of shape off the corner. That may be the reason why he's starting to fall back, is these guys being really aggressive. Hey, good finishes, stage points, that's the big thing here. Don't want to put yourself in a position where you end up turned around the wrong way. Barrett Morton now looks to the inside of the 25 machine, goes down to the bottom right against that yellow line. Gas is up in the center. We'll see if he can hold it off the corner. He is going to clear Lucas there. Hey, Lucas going to be right on his back bumper as he comes off the corner. So a great move by Barrett Morton to make that bottom side work. As almost makes contact as they go down into the corner. So scary moment. And I just got a message about the 101. Oh, it's Sean Kaiser's going through the grass. The 24 maybe had some contact or something, but he's going through the grass and he is falling all the way back. Maybe we can see what happened to him. We'll watch here on the picture-in-picture. It comes off the corner. A little bit of contact there. Looks like with John Mollahan as Sean was really getting loose, but does a fantastic job of saving it, coming back on the track, although he will fall all the way back to the 16th position. So not good to have there early. But so far, it is all Alex Healy from the start. Started on pole, seems to have everything he needs, and has come prepared here tonight as he is really gapping the field. He's running similar lap times to Barrett Morton right behind him. But as this run goes on, I think it's going to be more and more difficult to make those passes. So Alex doing everything he can, maximize the points here tonight. That's going to be the most important thing. We got all kinds of battles going on all over the track. This is Chad Ross going down to the inside of Christopher McCullough in the 0-4 with the 80 of Drew Prohl right on the inside of that 04 trying to make a move as well. And, man, I got to tell you, that 80 machine looking nice. I like that paint scheme. So we got a lot of wide camera angles. We'll give you a little chase camera of this 80 machine. I love the way that looks. A matte finish with that blue and pink. It's a pretty nice little scheme for Drew Prohl there as he's continuing to look down to the inside of the 04 and might be able to complete this pass. All right, well, talking about him, Daniel Cunningham has now gotten back around his teammate Lucas Lyon and back into the third position. So Daniel Cunningham maybe figured something out, changed a little bit, saw what those other guys were doing and started applying it. Daniel is a very good driver. He can figure things out on the fly. And I think that's an important skill to have in iRacing. It's just, it takes the whole package sometimes, and there's little skills that you learn along the way to make things, you make your races a lot better. And being able to see what other folks are doing and applying that, you know, a lot of guys come into the race with their plan and how they're going to run the line, and they never change from it. And if you miss it, then you're just out of it. So it's important to be able to see what other guys are doing, be able to apply what they do, and find that speed. You see that all the time in real racing. So I wonder if that is what happened to Daniel. But he is now settled in that third position. But right behind him, Lucas Lyons under fire from Eric Parks. I had a roommate in college named Eric Clark. I think that's why I called him that. But Eric getting a nice run down the straightaway. Lucas gets a nice run off the top side. Not quite able to make that pass just yet, but he is pretty close here as they come off of turn number 3 or 4. And he's going to clear Lucas there, so move Eric Parks up to that 4th position. Eric has been one of those drivers, man, I've been watching. He's got that wood panel truck. No sponsor, so if you got a business out there, somebody you want to get on a nice broadcast on VSRN, hey, that wood paneling needs some love, needs a couple sponsors on it. So he's done a really good job the last few weeks, and he's moving up, trying to catch Daniel Cunningham for that 3rd position. So far, everybody getting settled in. This is my favorite part of the race as we look at Jim Kaufman going down to the inside of Chad Ross. He's got 2 first names. The 41's moved up three spots here tonight. They're making contact with the wall doing it. I love it. That U.S. Army Chevrolet, though, it looks to be pretty bad fast. You don't want to rough it up here too early. There's a lot of battling going all over the track. A lot of guys that are right on top of each other, but otherwise single file. But just watching Mollahan as he tries to get position here on Lucas Lyon. See him arcing the corner to get the run off the corner, and he really does. I mean, gets a nice. Oh, his caution's out. It's like David Sheets. David Sheets and the 38 of David Brackett involved in something. And it looks like a little bit of contact with the 06 and the 38 here as we'll go on board. Go on board with the 38 and see exactly what happened. Maybe. Check it out on the instant replay here. On board David Brackett as they go down in the corner here. And just a little bit of contact here. It's all it takes. I mean, that's a pretty good amount of contact. And he does get off the brakes really quickly. But unfortunately for David Sheets, he is already going around in front of the field. And we'll see if anybody makes contact. But it looks like everybody does a fantastic job. And the 06 does some sort of weird maneuver after wrecking. But hey, hell of a job by the whole field to avoid that. That guy doing a Xbox 360 on the track, and nobody made contact. So great job by the whole field there to get that done. All right, pit stops underway. As you see, everybody coming down pit road here. Got 4 sets of tires, so everybody assumed this is going to be a good time to do this. We'll see if how many people take tires. Looks like a lot of fuel only here. As I'm getting tongue-tied here for some reason. But the stage is at 45, so they must not be able to make it on fuel. But you see a lot of guys not taking any tires. Now, Alex Healy, one of the drivers who did take tires in that 97 machine, so your leader, takes his first set of tires, and he is all alone on an island, as the only other two was Drew Prohl and Christopher McCullough, who took 4 tires as well. So, interesting call. He's going to have about 25 laps to get back up there. The problem with taking tires right now, I think, and like I said, look, if you're an Alex Healy fan, don't take this the wrong way. I'm just a broadcaster. So what people do in the race, I don't always know. I just do the best I can to maybe explain what the thought process is. But if I'm taking tires right here, the idea is that I'm going to stay out for the, for the stage break. So interesting call. Not really sure I know what's going on there. Seemed like you'd want to just save a set, get the fuel to the stage, and then take tires at the stage, especially if you're leading the race. So maybe he just didn't think about it, didn't have a plan there, and took 4 tires and noticed, got past. But he's still inside the top 10. We'll see if he can run up through there. He might have to to not use the set somewhere else. With only 101 laps though, he may be all right. All right, pace car going to pull off. Barrett Morton is your leader on the outside there in that 09. He actually stacks up the field just a little bit and gives himself a pretty big buffer over his teammates. But luckily, no issues there as we go green here on lap 21 after that first caution. Come off of turn 2, almost 3 wide as we watch Alex Healy go down to the inside. He is really being aggressive. Knowing he needs to get up there, get those stage points. You got to take advantage of these tires. Oh, we got some contact around him. Oh, my goodness. They're 3 wide here as the 03 of Kenneth McCullough is 3 wide with, I believe that's Eric Parks and Chad Ross. And you see Alex Healy, man, really moving with those tires, especially in the middle as Jim Coffin almost makes contact. We've got some guys going backwards. Christopher McCullough off the track in that 04 machine. I think Bobby Hall was slow as well. So almost no caution, though, but almost an accident that brought out a caution. Looks like everybody gets back rolling, but Alex Healy is on the move. He is really scooting here. He's already up to the 6th position and really putting some pressure here on John Mollahan. I don't think these guys can really do much with these new tires. We'll see. I mean, Alex is definitely almost half a second faster. Just nowhere to go right now, but he's going to try to sneak up to the outside of Eric Parks. As you see John Mollahan go around Lucas Lyon on the inside. Lucas falling back just a little bit, but Alex going to make it 3 wide off the corner. Down the front straightaway, 4 tires. He's trying to make all the positions up he can before the end of this stage break and get a 2-for-1 special. That's a pretty damn good deal, if I say so myself. Now he's going to set his sights here on John Mollahan, who's been moving as well in this restart. I think Mollahan took 2 tires. He was on the pit road for 9 seconds. So that may explain why he's moving. But, man, look at Healy trying to grab a gear, go under the 0-2. Not going to be able to do it here. The 0-2 going to get stuck behind the 9. But now we got a three-way battle for the lead. Alex going to drive down to the corner, and then Barrett just gets booted up out of the way by John Mollahan, who saw the 3-wide coming. And I wonder if he just was watching the 97 more than the 9, but just drives through Barrett. Hopefully no big damage to either one of those trucks. But Alex Healy now back on the back bumper of John Mollahan to try to retake the lead with these 4 tires. So we've seen, tires really make a difference after only 20 laps. There's no doubt about it. John Mollahan with 2 tires goes up there and takes the lead, and Alex Healy is right on his back bumper with 4. So Drew Prohl has already made his way back up to the 8th position with those 4 tires as well. So I'm actually impressed with how big a deal tires are being right now. So something to think about. Now Alex Healy and John Mollahan only have 2 more sets to use for the rest of the race. And so that's why it's important for them to maximize everything. About 18 laps to go here in this stage. And it's a battle for the lead here. Man, Mollahan doing a great job on these 2 tires. That might be something else you think about. On board with Alex Healy as he's trying to find a way around John, who's really, really fast tonight. It seems like he is able to hold on to this spot. Alex just hasn't really found a good place to take the position. You see, he's trying to set him up. John's driving really deep in the corner, almost doing a diamond, where Alex is sort of driving in on the middle line and driving off from the middle to bottom. They both exit right around the same area, but different entries for sure, is John's really putting a lot of pressure on that right front to drive a little bit deeper to dominate. That's sort of been the line forever here in New Hampshire. But you see the difference in 4 tires here, and now Alex going to look down to the inside to try to take the lead away from John, see if he can make it work in the middle. John's not going to have that lower exit that he normally does with Alex being there on the inside, but gets a great run off the corner. I don't think Alex still has that nose in there going down into 3 and 4, but side by side for the lead here on lap 29, coming to 30. We're clicking them away quickly here at New Hampshire. New Hampshire, normally a shorter race. I did get information why it's 101. In real life, they call it the 301. So that's why we're doing 101. Makes perfect sense. I'm just an idiot. But side by side, those 4 tires really trying to get around John Mollahan on those 2, but John making it extremely difficult, but it's putting on a damn good show, if I don't say so myself. You see that top line, just how strong it is. Alex just not able to use most of the track, but Alex gets a good run there as John gets a little bit sideways, and they're both a little sideways going down the front stretch as we cross over into lap 31. Alex got a little bit of an advantage here. Should be able to clear him, I think, right here. He's going to clear up in front. Alex Healy retakes the lead after only 12 laps with those 4 tires. So he does a good job of driving. John gets right back to his back bumper, almost gives him a little shove there into the corner. He does a good job, but in 15 laps, he's going to have to come down, and I don't think it's possible for him not to take his 3rd set of tires on this stage. And I think that's the only thing that I worry about is he going to be behind the 8 ball when it comes to tires. But a lot of folks took 2 tires. Eric Parks took 2 tires. Drew Prohl, who also took 4, he's all the way up into the 4th position. Chad Ross in that 5th position, he took 2 tires. Jim Kaufman in the 6th position, he took 2. So Barrett Morton, who was your leader on the restart, he's back to 7th, but still has that extra set of tires. How's that going to play out? Man, I'm excited to see. If we get cautions at just the right point, that could be all the difference. And right now, those guys are not going to get that many stage points. That's something that I wonder if Alex was really trying to maximize. He knew that maybe some other guys were going to take tires. And so if you're Barrett Morton, Daniel Cunningham, you were up front, going to get stage wins maybe, but now you're back here fighting for peanuts. Go back a little bit further in the field, watch some battling going on back here. This is for 18th, 19th, and 20th. Got Jeremiah Hobbs, Wes Wiggin, and Bobby Hall Jr. Jeremiah Hobbs, sort of a Cinderella story, able to take that victory at Daytona, I believe. Daytona or Talladega, I can't remember. But took home that win after that last lap wreck that involved 6 cars, and took home the win. He's going playoff racing, so I know he is excited. Currently running 18th, but he has picked up a ton of spots. You see right here, started 25th, currently running in 18th, and it looks like I can't tell if he took gas only or 2 tires there on that stop. It's about 7 seconds. Most of the time, 2 tires will be 9, so he may have just taken fuel only. But just needs a good finish in this number 10 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet, and currently in the 18th position. I can tell you, qualifying going to be a big deal in these playoffs. You want to be able to qualify up front to maintain your positions. These guys are really going to be fighting hard, especially deep into the playoffs. And track position is just a premium. Sometimes it's very difficult to pass, and you want to be there if you can. Up here, got a battle. Peyton Hubbard, still on his original set of tires. Did come down pit road for gas only, but he's looking to the inside of another gas only driver of Lucas Lyons. So playoff drivers battling for 15th and 16th. Less than 10 laps to go here in this stage. Alex Healy currently with the lead. He's got about a 5/10 of a second lead over John Mollahan. So if you want stage points, he made the right call. So, I didn't really know how it was going to play out, and I still don't know how it's going to work towards the end of the race, but stage points going to be a big deal throughout the playoffs, and if you can give yourself that little bit, as Lucas Lyons coming down pit road. So a strategy call. Is he going to be able to come out of pit road? Well, we'll see. I don't think he's going to. Here comes Alex Healy down on the front stretch right now, so I don't know what happened to Lucas. But Lucas is going to go a lap down here. I'm assuming everybody can make it on fuel. Yeah, he's on pit road right now, 14-second stop. He's exiting now. I mean, we'll get the lucky dog at the stage, but that's going to put him at the end of the longest line. So I'm not really sure what happened. We might have to talk to him under caution and see what happened to him. But up front, it is Alex Healy still leading the way as Drew Prohl has now gotten to the back bumper of Eric Parks. So 2 tires versus 4 tires. As Drew trying to get that 3rd position in the stage. You can see the 4 tires have a lot of strengths over 2. Obviously, you've got 2 newer left side tires, and it seems to be right in the middle. But 2 tires, honestly, is really doing a great job. So memory bank, if you're trying to maybe a Hail Mary at the end of the race, 2 tires not the worst thing in the world, as these guys have really been able to make it work. You can see in the middle it's a little bit different, but you can see Eric doing a great job of making it work on entry and exit with that diamond line. But he told me I could pull him up into the booth at any time, so we're going to test that theory right now. As we got Lucas Lyons in the booth. Lucas, you come down pit road. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do. What's up, Eddie?
Well, you come down pit road. What's the strategy here? Why did you come down pit road with just a few laps to go in the stage?
So, from what I've heard is currently we do not have a race control, so I'm not too sure if there will actually be a stage caution. So I'm kind of trying to play the long game here. I really didn't say my right front too well, so I'm hoping to do a little bit better here now. So I'm kind of playing for the end of the race right now instead of lap 45.
Interesting. Okay, well, thanks for the information, Lucas.
No problem, Eddie.
Well, there you have it. Interesting development is Lucas saying we're not sure we have race control. So if is not in the race control booth or doesn't have admin to be able to throw a caution here for the stage at lap 45, then Lucas hedging his bets, doing a little strategy call as Peyton Hubbard slow on the track. Not really sure what happened to the 51, but boy, he has had a tough few weeks, and caution comes out. So it unfortunately we got a natural a natural stage caution. We'll try to go back and see what happened to Peyton Hubbard. We'll check it here on the replay. Off the corner, he's got the 13 on the outside and just tries to clear himself across Brian Terry's nose and goes spinning down the back straightaway. But I'm not really sure even if that was what brought out the caution, but it looks like it did. So that brings out the caution. And for Lucas Lyon, it didn't kill him, honestly. I think he'll get the wave around here. It's pretty much everybody will pit. And he may end up being okay, but that's not at all what Lucas wanted to see, as he was kind of hedging his bets on being able to for there not to be a stage caution, but it worked out perfectly for these guys. So we'll see what they're doing. Looks like Alex Healy going to take his third set, and everything kind of stay. I mean, 4 tires got to be the call here. So I'm expecting everybody to take 4 tires. You see Lucas coming around the track right now. He's gonna blend in, but he's going to have to kind of sit back here about midfield, unfortunately. He's not going to be able to gain a ton of spots. He does get back on the lead lap, but he's got 7-lap older tires. I mean, just could not be any worse for Lucas. We'll see exactly where he gets to be on the track. Looks like 17th position. But you know what? Since there was a stage caution, we're going to talk to our stage winner. I'm assuming they're going to give it to him. So we'll bring Alex Healy into the booth real quick, and we'll talk to him. Alex, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
I'm here, good buddy.
Well, man, I don't know. People didn't know if we were going to get a caution, and dadgum if we didn't get just a stage break, but we got one naturally just due to a wreck from the 51 truck. And you look pretty strong here early. Took those tires on the that first caution on around lap 20, and you took your third set here now. Are you nervous about that at all, or you feel pretty good about that call?
I do still have one set in the bank. When I learned we weren't going to have a stage caution, my plan was kind of to take them at 25, 50, and 75. So I can still roughly hit that. I'm going to have to stretch this set a little more than I wanted to, but it doesn't end my day. But if we get a lot of cautions, I'll be in trouble. But I got a stage point, so I'm not super mad about it. We'll see what we can make happen here.
Yeah, stage point's going to be a big deal, so you did a great job. Congratulations on that stage win, and, hey, looking forward to seeing how you do the rest of the race. Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Were you in NLR?
Flex.
Okay. All right, going to move you right back to the right place. Don't want to put you in the wrong channel.
Yep,
and,
thanks, buddy.
Team Flex, I got you.
Yes, sir.
There's way too many channels in here, trying to have a hard time getting it back in there. But Alex Healy, with the strategy call, still feels very confident. He's going to try to go to lap 75. I like it. So, everything kind of gets a reset here. Everybody on 4 tires, and I think the big winners, I mean, definitely John Mollahan and Eric Parts, and Alex Healy as well. So, I think they're good for track position, but if we do have a late race caution, that could be trouble. But I think Alex Healy is on the right point. I think if you go home with that extra set in the pits, it didn't do you any good. So Alex going to get a great jump here on the restart, as we've almost halfway here, and we're just zooming right through this race. Somebody's going around. That's Wes Wiggin. Wes Wiggin sideways on the back straightaway off of turn 2. That 88 machine goes around and brings out the caution. So we didn't even get one lap there, as guys on new tires. It's got to be some new tire woes. We'll see from the 88 machine exactly what happened. Goes down in the corner, going to shift down to another gear, and you're going to see it come around, just catches on him, goes around, and that's going to bring out the caution. No harm, no foul, but he does lose a lot of track position, and that's going to be, at this point, it's going to be hard to make up. That's about the worst time to have that issue, is everybody going to be sort of on the same strategy. You're going to have to make it up the hard way, I believe, and make it up by passing trucks on the track. Well, all right. Well, everybody in chat tonight, I want to know who you got to win this race. You've seen half the race at this point. It's a good time to try to pick who you think is going to come away with the victory. So if you're in chat, you got a keyboard near you, type who you got to win this thing. Who's going to come away with the victory here tonight? I want to know. I want to hear it from y'all. We are doubled up. Well, no, we're not doubled up. Lights still on the pace car, so we'll go another lap. Nobody coming down pit road now. We just went down pit road. Why would you? See a couple drivers in the back. Lucas Lyons, Wes Wiggin coming down just to take fuel only, to give them a little bit of extra, but Wes was already in the back. Lucas was as well, so... Well, as far as me picking the winner, I don't know. You know, Alex obviously has been sort of the class of the field early, and he seemed confident in his interview that he's got everything planned out. He's got the stage win. He's played it perfectly right now. But, you know, I don't know. I'm interested to see what the 73 truck can do. He's impressed me over the last – I mean, who am I to be impressed? But still, though, the last few weeks I've seen Eric Parks be really competitive, and he's up front now. He's got 4 tires instead of fighting with 2. So I'm going to be watching that 73 truck, and I think that's going to be my pick to win this thing as we get ready to go green here. Coming off of turn 4, pace car is going to pull off. Then we're going to have 50 laps to go, or 49 as they take the green flag. Alex Healy out front. Green flag back out here at New Hampshire. Up front, battle for the lead. John Mollahan goes down to the inside and, man, just takes it. Goes down to the inside, no issue, as Alex Healy loses the lead there in turn number 1. So Mollahan takes over the top spot with an aggressive move early in this run. And that's what you got to do. Got to be aggressive. But Alex Healy gets her wound up, and he's ready to get back to action and try to get that lead back. But we got all kinds of racing going on back here. As you see, Eric Parks getting passed by Chad Ross, who takes that 83 machine up into 3rd place, with Drew Pearl right behind him in that 5th position. Back here, see Jim Kaufman, Daniel Cunningham side by side. Cunningham trying to make his way back up to the front. It's like Barrett Morton struggling again as he's falling through the field. Falling all the way back to the top 20-ish or so. Man, look at all these drivers. Drew Pearl there on the inside of the front straightaway. He is slow. I don't know what happened to him, but, man, look at these trucks going everywhere. And we got a pass for the lead. Oh, and Alex Healy going to get a little bit loose off the corner, trying to get the power down, wasn't able to do it. John Mollahan able to take that spot back, but now he's in danger of losing second from Chad Ross, who's getting it going around the outside, going to get that nose out there, get that spotter call, but Alex Healy going to be able to clear him off the corner and maintain that second spot. Back here, got Jim Kaufman getting passed by Sean Kaiser on the outside as Cunningham has been able to get around him, and Cunningham set his sights on Eric Parks. So a lot going on. The battle for the lead, though, is not over as Alex Healy is back on the hunt up front. You see him right there trying to get that run off the corner. See how aggressive they're being on the shifts down into the entry of the corner. Helps get that thing slowed down a little bit when the RPMs go up, and sort of like a little extra brake. He is right there on the back bumper of John Mullahan, that McCullough Motorsports 02 machine. Alex trying to make that bottom side work. We already saw him struggle with that, even versus 2 tires. We'll see if he can do it again. But I will say that they got some really clean shifts down in the corner. You know, some people wait a little bit too long and it kind of upsets the truck. But you can see Alex doing a fantastic job. I mean, as soon as he gets down to the corner, it's really smooth when he hits that 3rd gear, and it doesn't upset the truck at all. And just look how clean it is. He goes down to the corner. Listen. You see the truck doesn't, you know, yank to the left or anything. Really clean shifts there. But Mullahan holding steady. Drew Prohl trying to work that 80 machine back up towards the front. He's to the inside of Brian Terry. Oh, a caution's out. Caution out. Jeremy Vaughn sideways, and there's a lot of damage to that number 2 machine. You can see that front end looks all crinkled up. It looks like he might have been a sort of bystander here, as it might have been Carlton Charles where this really started. So let's go back and check it out here on the replay. Watch that 23 truck right in front of him. It's going to get loose and spin out. And oh, man. Jeremy with nowhere to go, and just makes contact. Go back and look at that one more time. Watch it on board with Jeremy Vaughn. See that 23 getting loose. I don't know. I guess Jeremy thought he was going to spin down to the inside. The 23 hits the brake, does a 2-foot smash, and keeps the truck straight, and Jeremy just not ready for it. Folks coming down pit road. I think it's mostly just fuel only. Got some guys that may be coming down for some tires. Looks like Daniel Cunningham going to take his set of tires. Remember, he did not use those earlier. So, you know, there's only been about 15 laps, but we did see 20 laps be pretty strong. So, be watching. John Mullahan gives up that lead and comes down and gets, looks to be fuel only. So, I don't know what's going on there. But, yeah. So, your leader comes down pit road, takes fuel only. Daniel Cunningham right behind him takes that set of 4 tires that he saved from earlier. So, let's watch that 08 machine. Him, Sean Kaiser, Bobby Hall Jr., Kenneth McCullough, Barrett Morton, they all come down and took that set of 4 tires. So, it's going to be a mess back here. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. Well, I'll tell you what, while we're on this restart, we're going to give it a couple laps. We're going to do a little crank it up and let the trucks do the talking as they go barreling through here, and it's going to be wild. We probably won't get but a lap of it before things get crazy. But we're going to let the trucks run the broadcast here for just 1 or 2 laps. And we do have a spinner. Sean Kaiser has gone around here on the pit road entry, and Lucas Lyons goes down pit road, but caution does not come out as they're able to avoid that. But I know they would love to see a caution, but nothing comes out, as we'll see maybe what happened as we look here on the picture-in-picture. But we didn't get the couple laps that we needed. As you'll look here, Sean Kaiser almost 3 wide. Goes down the corner, a little bit of contact with maybe the 0-2, and then just goes for a ride, runs into his teammate, and they go wrecking down pit road. Sean Kaiser doesn't make the commitment cone. Lucas going to drive through, and unfortunate for those guys, the caution did not come out. Up front, though, it is a 4-wide battle. Alex Healy to the inside, Chad Ross on the outside. Then you got Christopher McCullough there on the outside as well with Eric Parks there on the inside of him. So a 4-way battle here up front. Got a couple big movers. Chad Ross, who is now going to the outside, trying to take the lead. He has moved up 10 positions from where he started. Started in 11th, now running first. Is he going to be able to complete the pass, though? He is. We'll see if he's able to get it right here. He should have the momentum off the corner, and that's going to open the door for Christopher McCullough, maybe. No, Alex Healy going to be able to get down in position. But Alex Healy, the only guy up here besides Eric Parks, has been up here the whole time. Christopher McCullough in the 04 machine. He is moved up 7 spots from where he started. Right behind him, Eric Parks up 1. Jim Coffin up 8. And then Jeremiah Hobbs, the winner from a few weeks ago. Look at him. Up 18 spots from where he started. 25th to 6th, the 10 machine. He is really getting with it. Showing a lot of speed here as the playoff starts. But look at those cars back here. Just a big gaggle of trucks. As we still got a battle for the lead. I'm trying to show everybody in the field. Everybody's doing such a dang good job, but the lead won't settle down. These guys have been trading it back and forth all night long, but it's getting down to crunch time. If you're going to check some cash some checks, it's getting time to do that. And Alex Healy going to take over the lead with a nice slider there right in front of Chad Ross. So Chad had the lead for just a moment, and Alex Healy back out front at 83. Oh, I thought he was going to drive down the corner and give him a bump, but actually backs up just a little bit. And that's going to allow Alex Healy to start to pull away here. As now the battle's on between Chad Ross and McCullough, as McCullough's going to go down to the inside. How quickly things change. Chad Ross up there taking the lead, but now it's falling back. So the question is, did he heat up one of his tires? Did he drive too far, too deep in the corner and heat up his right front? Did he heat up the right rear? What exactly happened to that 83 machine who was so fast there for a moment, but now he's going to go back to the inside and continue to fight for the second position as Alex Healy set sail here. Man, look how close Christopher McCullough got to the wall. That was very, very close. And now everybody's starting to join this battle as they run side by side. Obviously, well off the pace when you're running side by side here at a track like this. And you can see the cars that are joining the battle. They're all up here. Couple new drivers on some tires. Daniel Cunningham up to 7th now with those new tires. McCullough going to go up the track here, open the door for Eric Parks, who's right there. Oh, they make a little bit of contact. Parks has to check up just a little bit to avoid wrecking everybody behind him, and caution is out. And Barrett Morton, the 0-2 of John Mollahan, sideways on the track. And caution is out here on lap 70 of 71, excuse me. Go on board with Barrett Morton here. You're going to see maybe a little bit of impatience or just some rough ride and driving. Barrett Morton's going to give the 0-2 a bump there. They make a little bit of contact, and then off the corner, some more contact, and Barrett Morton goes right hooks right into the wall, and so does the 0-2. And somebody there, I don't know who that was, just plowed into the back of him. Back to see who exactly that was. It was some mean green machine back here, a 113 maybe. See the wreck happen right in front of him, and oh, just nowhere to go, and just clobbers the O2. There we go, pit road. Alex Seeley talked about pitting on lap 75, so we'll see what he does here. I think it's perfect, you know, falling right into his hands. Oh, a little bit of contact from the 03 and the 83 as they come down pit road. You're not invisible where people you can drive through people until you get into your stall, and they make a little contact trying to get down on pit road. So for some people, this will be the last set of tires that they have for Alex Healy. This will be the last for him as he's going to get passed by, it looks like Daniel Cunningham taking fuel only. Yeah, Daniel Cunningham takes fuel only. Kenneth McCullough takes 2 tires. So we got strategies going all over the place. This is going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see how this thing's going to play out. Strategy, tire limits is something that's, relatively new to iRacing, I think. I may be completely wrong about this, but I don't remember having limits forever. It's been around for a few years, not here recently, but I think tire limits does really offer a lot of strategy, and it makes the races a lot more exciting. Everything's not, clear cut when you have a limited set of tires. If you have unlimited tires, you don't have to think about it. Well, you just come down every time there's a caution, and you take 4 tires, you can go back out there, and you've got the full potential of the truck. But with a limited tire set, you have to really think about when you're going to take those tires. You have an 8-lap run. You may not want to come down pit road and take a set that early, where somebody else might, if they're back in the field, be able to drive up through the field like Alex Healy. So I think the tire strategies that are put in play with these tire limits are pretty awesome. But right now, your leader, though, is Wes Wiggin in that 88 machine, who we saw him going backwards at some point, but he's got the lead. 14 laps on his set of tires. Thomas Hall on the outside's got 29. Those guys are going to be in trouble here on this restart. Lucas Lyon's got 11 on his to go through the Geico restart zone. Wes Wiggin going to get a great jump. The 93 does not, as he's got the 08 right behind him. So the 08's going to drive down to the inside. All these guys, differing tire strategies here, as it looks like got Lucas Lyon going for the lead, going around Wes Wiggin. You see those tires, especially the 93, really going to be struggling here, as they're going to be 3 wide back here with him on the outside. The 08's going to get through, and the 93 cuts him a break as he tries to slide up in front of him. What exactly clear, but the 93 cut of Thomas Hall cuts the 08 a break, and now they're battling side by side. Here comes Alex Healy. Right now, the 08 kind of stuck behind Wes Wiggin, and we got some drivers spinning down the back straightaway. Oh, it looks like, oh no, Jeremiah Hobbs and Jim Kaufman sideways. Caution back out here on lap 76 of 101. So it's just bragging on him, having a great race, and now Jeremiah Hobbs sitting backwards and has a completely tore up race truck. Try to get a replay of it real quick. Here it is. Watch that blue truck. He's going to get a run here, and you're going to see the 73 cut down low and the 10 going to go in the middle of the track, and I just don't think he saw Kaufman until it was too late. Watch right here. 73 going to cut across the bumper here, and then as they go down in the corner, the 41 checks up a little bit, and man, I don't know. It looks like the 10 just overcorrects really badly. Go on board here. Watch this happen. Got to run on the 73, but not quite able to get down to the inside. And you're going to see as they go down in the corner, yeah, it just was surprising. And you see the overcorrect. It goes back up into the wall. That takes him out. But yeah, just a deal where he just couldn't see what was going on until it was too late. The 41 having some sort of issue on entry. I don't know what that was going on, but the 73 moves out of the way, and I just don't think the 10 could see him. Back under caution. It's been a tough race, man. A lot of folks. I mean, it's been some good racing, but it's been a few cautions. We look at the race recap at the moment. 6 caution. You know, no, we didn't even have a stage caution. It was a wreck that right at the stage by the 51 Peyton Hubbard. We see there's 6 cautions here tonight, so it's been sort of an anomaly for this series, in my opinion, at least from what I've seen. So I don't think it's going to get any better as we are down. We're going to be going green with probably about 20 laps to go. It's going to be a wild race to the finish. Well, all right. Well, if you called out your driver who was going to win at halfway, how you feeling now with going to be about 20 laps to go here? You know, if you picked Lucas Lyons, I'd be surprised. He was in trouble, but now he's got the lead. Hit it there, not knowing that if there was going to be a stage caution, trying a little strategy. A caution comes out anyway. Traps him a lap down. He gets to come around with the wave around and kind of get stuck in the midfield, but with some pit strategy, he's up front. Got 16 laps on his tires. Going to be tough to hold off those fresh tires that's going to be behind him, especially if we get 10, 15 laps here on this run. But we'll see what he can do. So a couple of guys who have called it quits. Jeremiah Hobbs, who was in that last incident, he has called it quits. John Mollahan in that O2 machine, who was in the earlier wreck before that, he has called it quits as well. Jeremy Vaughn out about 21 laps to go. And Daniel Worthington's has been sitting on pit road getting repairs for about 6.5 minutes. So some drivers really having some tough nights. Jeremiah Hobbs has been the most recent. Getting ready to go green here. They're doubled up. Lucas Lyon, Kenneth McCullough on the front row. Daniel Cunningham with those 4 tires going to be in third. And Wes Wiggin going to try to maintain the best he can, but he's got 20 laps on his set of tires. It's going to be really, really tough. We saw early on how big a difference those tires can make. But if he can hold on just a few more laps, he may have a good finishing position. Pace car is off. Lucas Lyon has control of the restart into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out here with 20 laps to go. Lucas gets a great jump. And that's going to bring Daniel Cunningham in the 08 along with him. He's going to try to get to the outside of that 03. Not able to do it here on entry. And he's going to be looking to get a run down the straightaway as Kenneth McCullough gets a little bit loose maybe off the corner. And or maybe trying to stop the draft. I'm not real sure. But Cunningham now getting to the back bumper. The 03 to the back bumper of Lucas. Lucas, 10 lap older tires at least than these guys that are right behind him. But at this moment, Lucas really driving for his life. And it looks like the 03 trying to get to the outside, get to that right rear quarter panel, get the spotter call where Lucas has to yield to him off the corner. That would definitely be awesome if you can make that happen as Jim Kaufman goes off track. We'll see if that gets a caution. We're going to stay here and watch the lead. No caution comes out as Jim gets it back rolling. McCullough now looking down to the inside, but you see the top side very strong off the corner. Lucas gets a tad bit loose off the corner, has to try to catch it off the corner. Oh, somebody's spinning. Peyton Hubbard. Peyton Hubbard, the 51 truck, around again. What a terrible, I must be the worst luck, because when I came into the truck series, Peyton Hubbard had the points lead. But the last few weeks, that I've been broadcasting have been a nightmare for the 51 truck. So he went around earlier in the race, and now he goes around again. So we'll see exactly what happened to him. But we saw him spinning down the back straightaway. We'll see who was involved. We'll go check it out here on the instant replay. Maybe the 101 of Dakota Shepherd comes down. The 101 gets a little bit loose, comes down, and just makes slight contact with the right rear, and Peyton goes around, and his night goes from terrible to even worse. Any takers on pit road? Looks like got a couple, West Wiggin being one of them. I would have to think at this point, you're going to take your last set of tires, but it's gonna be tough. I mean, you're going to have to drive through a lot of trucks here, and not a lot of guys that have taken 4 tires about 10 laps ago have had a lot of green flag laps. So I think it's going to be tough sledding to get up through the field with 4 tires here, but we'll see if they're able to get it done. West takes his last set of 4 tires. He's going to roll off in the 19th position, or 18th now. That's a lot to ask from your truck with just about 15 laps to go. I would bring somebody up here to talk to him, but with 15 laps to go in a playoff race, I don't really want to be pulled up into the broadcast. So I'm going to follow the golden rule and do unto others that I'd have them do unto me, and not bring them up into the broadcast booth. But love to hear what some of their thoughts would be at this moment. If you're Lucas Lyon, as we keep getting cautions and he's able to maintain the lead, I mean, the easiest way to lead laps is be out front under caution. I mean, he doesn't really have to do much at all to do that, and the laps are just clicking away. And they also, the more cycles that these guys have on these tires, the less advantage I think they're going to have. So they're running 2 or 3 laps, wearing that little bit off. It might help equalize as Lucas is able to cool his tires down, gain that little extra grip. Even on older tires, you're able to gain a little bit of grip on the first couple laps as they get cooler under caution. And then once they get up to optimal temperature, they start to really struggle again versus new tires. For a racetrack that I wouldn't consider to be a racy track, that has not been the case here in the trucks. This seems to be a fantastic combo. I've seen this. I watched a fixed race here, a C fixed race, did a broadcast for that series, and it was just a blast. And I can't tell, sometimes I get this track and maybe another track confused. I'm not real sure, but one of these flat tracks, some people were running the apron, which I thought was pretty fascinating. Didn't know if anybody would try that tonight, but I don't see anybody doing it. But this track has definitely put on a pretty good show, I would say. I mean, the track ain't doing crap. It's the drivers on the track. That's who it is. I mean, the track's just sitting there. It ain't doing anything. But these drivers have put on a dang good show in these trucks, and it's coming down to the end here with just a few laps to go. Going to be about 13 when they take the green flag. Lucas Lyon still has that advantage of being the leader on the restart. Going to get a nice jump. He's going to bring his teammate Daniel Cunningham, which might be his best friend at the moment, if he can get up there and battle with Kenneth McCall. That can keep that 03 machine away from Lucas. So the 08 obviously wants to get around him and try to get the win, but also if he can get up there and battle Kenneth can't get up there and battle Lucas. So we'll see if that plays out. So far it hasn't worked at all as Kenneth now starts to run down Lucas. And there's a lap truck up here in the way. What's going on up here? Can't tell. Looks like maybe the 113 Lucas gets a little bit loose off of turn 2. That opens the door. Here comes Kenneth down to the inside. He's probably going to drive it deep down in the corner. That lap truck going to be an issue. And, man, he really slides in front of Lucas. Lucas going to try the crossover. Can he make it stick? That might have been the race-winning move there as Lucas not getting the run, and he's off the corner. They got the lap truck. Is he going to be an issue here? Lucas going to really drive down the corner, but does he have the tires to make it stick? Coming off the corner, side by side. Lucas not able to make the crossover work, and caution comes out. Oh, man. Bobby Hall Jr. has gone around just as Lucas loses the lead. And that's going to give Kenneth McCullough the control of the restart. And, man, that is really, really strong to have that. Go back and see in just a second what happened to Bobby Hall Jr. Like another solo spin. It looks like him and Eric Parks may have gotten into it here. See that lap truck coming around off the corner. 73 just gets to that right rear bumper, bends him across the nose of that other truck, and he goes around. That brings out the caution. So Kenneth McCullough with a great run there to be able to get the lead. And we got a lap or so to go, so we'll show that slide job. It was just an incredible move. And we'll show that right here on the replay. So let's go back and check that out. This is the pass for the lead here. Watch as Kenneth McCullough knows he's got to make this work and just pulls an incredible slider here. Gets the run down the corner. He knows he's got the tire advantage. Going to go down into the corner and just drive the wheels off of it right in front of Lucas. Lucas is going to try the crossover, but now the 03 has the preferred line. Lucas is going to get a little bit loose right there, and I think that's all that it took. So just a fantastic move there by the 03. Very impressive stuff. Well, it's a good time for me to talk about myself. V-Speed Racing Network. If you like what you see and you're watching over there on Bluegrass TV, go hop over to V-Speed Racing Network on YouTube and give it a like, maybe subscribe to it, and that way we can get some more viewers on everybody's leagues. Broadcasting 5 different leagues at the moment, and so some really good leagues out there, a lot of fun, a lot of good racing every night that I broadcast, and tonight's really no different. They really enjoyed the Bluegrass. Just a little disappointed that I won't be able to continue to do the Xfinity Series, because starting tomorrow night, we've got the Fastenal Winter Series that's going to be going on in the MPI Xfinity Series. They have a little off season. They do for fun. Going to do a dirt to Daytona. Going to start with the super lates and work all the way to the Xfinity car, which it's going to be 13 races. Going to be a lot of fun. Going to be 4 rounds of 3. And then in a championship race in the Xfinity car. Going to be really, really cool. So excited to get that going tomorrow night. And then Goat Locker on Wednesday. And then Champion Motorsports on Friday. So going to be a lot of fun. But if you're over on V-Speed Racing Network, make sure that you go over to Bluegrass TV and click like there. We want to share the love. Well, I think it's going to be interesting to see. I think Kenneth McCullough has got the best position here with just a few laps to go. It's just not that many. And I think he's going to get a great jump here on Lucas. Daniel Cunningham's got that set of tires. Can he do anything with it? I think it's going to be very difficult for anybody outside the top 3 to make something happen. Alex Healy's shown that he's got a lot of speed, so we'll see how the restart goes. That's really going to dictate. The first corner where everybody ends up is going to be, kind of dictate how this thing's going to end, I believe, unless we have some contact up in the first couple rows. But I think Kenneth McCullough with that slide job on Lucas really did himself a favor here late in the race. He's going to have control of this restart. The pace car going to pull off. He's going to run into the Geico restart zone. And green flag is out. He gets a great jump. Lucas does not. And Alex Healy going to have to check up Is now Daniel Cunningham side by side with Lucas as they go down into turn number 1. Alex Healy really gets off the gas there, and the 04 has to check up. And now here comes Eric Parks down on the inside, but Cunningham able to clear for second place, so move him up to second. We got some side by side battle, and Lucas fighting hard to try to maintain the best he can, but Alex Healy gonna go to the outside here. Little okey doke. Oh man, they almost make contact. Somebody makes contact with the wall back there. So Alex now up to the 3rd position. Can Daniel Cunningham run down that 03 machine? Last lap, Kenneth McCullough 2/10 faster than everybody else on the track, running side by side. But this time around, looks like Daniel Cunningham has had a pretty nice lap here. What can he do with it? Now I'm not really sure if Cunningham or McCullough is on 2 tires, 4 tires, what's the scenario, but we'll see as they cross the line what the lap times are. Kenneth McCullough 31.0, Daniel Cunningham 30.9, so over a 10th and a half faster. Daniel Cunningham was last lap. Alex Healy also in the 30.9s. It's like we have some wrecking going on back here, and caution will come out again. David Brackett is around. A couple other drivers. Looks like Daniel Worthington just trying to stay out of the mess. Go back and try to see what happened here. It's like Eric Parks was just having a nightmare lap here, and we'll go watch it from his point of view here on the replay. 73 truck working under the 04 is going to get loose off the corner, going to save it. Got to come back on the track, but he lost so much momentum. He comes back up the track, and man, yeah, David Brackett just, I don't know if he saw blood and just wanted to try to make up position, but he was 3 wide, so I think he was probably worried more about that than anything. And you're going to see he's just going to overcook the entry to this corner. Just, yeah, I mean, it's not on purpose for sure. He was just trying to get out of that 3 wide situation. You see just constantly 3 wide here with the 56 of Stephen Page on the outside. It looks like he was just trying to clear the 24 into the corner, but just not able to get that thing to turn. You see he just slides the rear end, knowing that he was in trouble, and brings out the caution. I mean, honestly, why use your brakes whenever you can use the other truck, I say. All right, well, getting set up. It's like Daniel Worthington getting the lucky dog. If he gets, with 3 laps to go, he's got to have 14 more cautions, which may happen. But Kenneth McCullough was able to get a great jump there on that restart and get away. Now, this time, though, we've got new tires right behind him. So he's going to have to get even better restart. And Lucas, who is on the older tires, did not want to see that, I don't think, but he was starting to fall back a little bit. But Daniel getting clear of Lucas, getting to that second position, that's going to give him a good opportunity here to steal this win. And, you know, with Talladega next week, if you can get the win, I would imagine, I haven't been told otherwise, but I'm sure a win and you're in the playoffs. We'll see if that gets you to the next round. Some leagues do it, some don't. But most of them do, so I'm going to assume that it is. And so if you can get the win here tonight, next week, you don't really have to worry too much at all. So I would love to go into Talladega with just help my teammate mode, than have to worry about the trying to make it in. Well, we got 3 green-white checkered attempts, and this will be the first of 3. As Iracing says, hey, green-white checker number 1. So we got 3 attempts at it. Should get the 1 to green here, and we do. Pace car lights goes out. I just don't know how you attack a green-white checkered if you're not the leader. If you're Daniel Cunningham, Alex Healy, I think Alex may have the best position. Just run up to the bumper of the 03 and just lean on him and try to get a good jump, get to the inside of the 08 and try to clear him. But even then, Cunningham's going to have a great run on the outside. It's going to be tough to clear him, and you might end up side by side watching the 03 drive away. So I don't know what you can do to try to take the win away from Kenneth. This lead, especially with a green-white checker, is just too difficult. I think Kenneth, if he gets a little too excited, gets a little bit loose off the corner, opens the door, for one of these drivers, I think that's really the only chance at this point. But we're going to find out. That's why we race it out to see how it's going to go. Kenneth McCullough into the Geico restart zone, gets a great jump. Man, what a great jump. But Dan Cunningham did get a good jump as well. We'll see if he's able to get clear of that 97 as it go down to the corner. Lucas now side by side, and Daniel able to clear the 97, so he's got the singular drive off the corner. Can he do anything with it? Going down the back straightaway. Here we go. Coming to the white flag. Cunningham, does he have what it takes? Is he willing to use the bumpers? That's what he's going to need to do, is we're going to watch this. Even if there's a wreck, we're watching the battle for the lead and see who's going to win this race. They're getting the white flag here. We're official no matter what. Kenneth gets a great jump there off of turn 4. Here comes Alex Healy, but Daniel Cunningham there on the back bumper, and man, I think he had a little point where he had to check up there. This is his last opportunity. Does he have anything for Kenneth McCullough? Drives into the corner, and it does not look like it. Kenneth McCullough, as the 04 is going to make contact back there. He's going to go up the track, coming off the corner, and Kenneth McCullough is going to win and punch his ticket into the next round. What a great race tonight. A lot of cautions. We'll take a look at the race recap. 9 cautions, but 13 lead changes. But as the dust settles, the 03, Kenneth McCullough, sits atop of the results, and he takes home the win here tonight. And he'll be stress-free at Talladega next week. Of course, he's got an amazing team for plate racing, so he can be one of the best pushers on the track as he's burning them down on the front straightaway. Celebrate that win in that Georgia Bulldogs Chevrolet. Well, let's get into the post-race show and let's talk to these drivers and get their thoughts on the race. I have a lot of questions. I can't wait to see what they come up with. But while we're watching right here, let's take a look at the race results and see where everybody finished. Kenneth McCullough, Daniel Cunningham, Alex Healy, your top 3. Lucas Lyon does a great job on those old tires, comes home in 4th. Sean Kaiser with an amazing recovery, and to come home with that top 5 position, just a great job. I think he took those 4 tires late and was able to take advantage of that with all those wrecks and make up a ton of spots. And look at that, top 5 for Sean Kaiser. He was all the way in the back. Drew Prohl comes home in 6th, Eric Parks in 7th. Peyton Hubbard, I mean, just a horrible night for him. And look at there, top 10 in the 8th position. Chad Ross in 9th, Christopher McCullough in 10th. In 11th, it's going to be Thomas Hall, David Sheets in 12th, Brian Terry 13th, Bobby Hall Jr. in 14th, Stephen Page in 15th. 16th is Dakota Shepard, Barrett Morton in 17th. 18th, David Brackett. 19th, Carlton Charles. 20th, Jim Kaufman. 21st will be Wes Wiggin. 22nd, Daniel Worthington. 23rd, Jeremiah Hobbs. 24th, John Mollahan. And 25th, Jeremy Vaughn. That is your results here tonight, as we're waiting on drivers to come in, and so we can talk to them here and see what they thought about the race, get their thoughts. Maybe some disappointment, also always possible, and we'll see what they thought about tonight. Just a few more minutes. We'll get them in here. We'll talk to them as soon as we can. Waiting on Alex Healy. We'll get him in here real quick. Talk to our third place finisher. I know where he's at. I'll just drag him up here. Alex, this is Eddie in the booth. You got a copy?
I've got a good copy on you.
Well, man, what a race for you. The strategy call that you made did work out. I mean, you got the stage win. You started up front and come home with the third place finish. I know you wanted that win, but I got to think going into Talladega, being able to win the stage, come away with a third place finish, that's got to be a really, really good night for you.
Yeah, it's a good start. I'd be lying if I wasn't a little disappointed. I thought I had a real shot there at the end. I had we'll say somebody threw, I thought, a pretty stupid block on me, so he can't count on working with me next week. Outside of that, I ended up with the tire advantage at the end. The two guys in front of me took 2. I had 4, and I was feeling pretty good about it, but just kind of ran out of time there. And there's not really a way to throw a Hail Mary here. I didn't want to, throw my race away to try and win it, knowing that we're in the playoffs and every point matters.
Well, on that last restart, you had a green white check, and you're right. I mean, here at New Hampshire, the leaders got a really great advantage because you just can't make up a lot of ground really quickly. But, did you have a plan in mind that you were going to try there on that last restart just to try to get up next to him, maybe make a move for Daniel Cunningham? I mean, was there any plan that you had that you were going to try, maybe get on Kenneth's bumper and just let him pull you off all the – or that's kind of weird. Excuse me.
I'll allow it.
18 plus now on the now we're getting demonetized on YouTube. But anyway, maybe try something funny on that restart, or were we just pretty much going to just take what was going to give you?
I was hoping we'd get a real good restart on the inside, and maybe those guys would end up side by side. And if they did, I thought with the tire advantage, I could have gotten crazy, whether that was trying to dive bomb, run around the apron, or trying to run around the outside on him or something. But they got a good start, and it was just, I would have maybe 5 or 6 laps or something, and it might have been a different story. But that's racing.
Well, I mean, you got to feel pretty good. I mean, if you won the race, that would be maybe a complete race. You led 49 laps. You started up front. You won the stage. But to finish third, man, that's about as good as it gets. So you got to at least look back on this and feel pretty proud going into Talladega. Talladega, sort of a wild card, but you got it's about as many points as you could get. And so it's got to feel like a pretty good night. I know you're disappointed you didn't get the win, but, man, talk a little bit about the playoffs a little bit. You're looking forward into the next few rounds. You got to be just thinking about tracks that are good for you that are not. How you feeling going into these next rounds if you're able to make it out of Talladega?
Well, looking at tonight, kind of glass half full. Coming into it, I just wanted to have a solid night, score points. We've got, I think, Talladega next. And you never know what happens there. I could be out of the race, as soon as it starts. Yeah, Talladega. So I wanted to have a good night tonight to really secure me to get to the next round. Then headed into round 2. I love Bristol. But, it's always kind of chaotic there too, so you can't necessarily bank on anything. I haven't raced the Roval in the trucks yet. I do love road courses. I've got a win at Watkins Glen. I think that was last season. So usually I can be pretty competitive on just about any road course. So I think we'll be able to skate on through to round 3 unless I have some sort of catastrophe. And then looking at Darlington, Martinsville, both tracks that I feel pretty good at. So I'm liking how things are lining up for me. Yeah, I would have liked to got the win tonight, but with the stage point, a good finish, where I am in the points, it's almost as good as a win, as much as I hate to say it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, man, congratulations on third place finish. Had to fight hard to get it, but you did it. And who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout outs?
Yeah, just shout out the Team Flex guys, Dan, Wes, Bobby, Dakota, Tom, all the I know there's tons of guys over in their Discord. I've been racing. This is my second season racing with them. Love racing with these guys. Additional shout out to my Cup teammates, which is Starting Park Motorsports. That's Matt Grenier, Dave Farmer, and Wes races with us up there as well. Matt is the loud and whisperer, some might say. I didn't get to get any tips for him before tonight. If I had, maybe I would have come away with a win. And then from the outside, shout out to my wife. I know she's probably in the living room listening to me say all this stuff, and my friends watching, my brother-in-law Josh, all the gang that's watching. I appreciate all the support, watching me run around and play video games.
Yeah, for sure. Well, hey, that makes all the difference in the world when your family's invested, your family and friends. So definitely always good to shout those folks out. Well, congratulations, Alex, on the third place. Looking forward to see what you do in the rest of the playoffs.
Yes, sir. I appreciate the time, guys.
Well, there you have it. Alex Healy. Oops, I put him in the wrong channel, but that's okay. Hopefully he can get out of there. We'll talk to our second place finisher, Daniel Cunningham. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Eddie.
Well, I mean, a good race. You found yourself behind the 8 ball early with that tire strategy, but at the end it worked out perfectly. You're up front with 4 tires. You had everything you need. Just didn't have enough time to really mount a charge there on Kenneth. Talk a little bit about your race, your decision to not take tires there on lap 20, and do you think it was the right call? Obviously, it turned out to be the right call. Just talk a little about your race there.
I screwed the strategy up 6 ways to Sunday tonight, to be honest. I finished with a set in the pits because we didn't have race control tonight, so there was no guaranteed stage caution. So I didn't take tires on the lap 20-ish caution, anticipating that we were maybe going to get long green flag runs. You don't have the guaranteed caution of the stage either. Then it ends up that we get a caution right about the stage break, a natural caution. So, just my luck strike number 1. And then when we had the caution with whatever it was, like 40 to go, I came in and took tires on that one. And then when we had the caution with like 35 or 30 to go, whatever it was, like 10 laps after that, like 8 green flag laps, I came in and took fuel only, thinking, okay, if we get like a 10, 15 green flag run, come in and take my last set then. But then it just turned into wreck after wreck after wreck. And it's easy to sit here and second guess, because I think about, all right, I gave up stage points by not taking tires. I still finished second, but I definitely cost myself at least a better shot at the win by not taking tires on the last stop when I came in and having equal tires to McCullough. So, I'm kind of looking at it as, man, I had a solid points night, got stage points, led a lap, got a bonus point for that, solid second place finish. But then I'm looking at it and just sitting here thinking, what if? So, kind of a roller coaster. Start second, finish second, but anything but a smooth night, that's for sure.
Well, there on that last restart, I mean, I talked to Alex about this, and, here at New Hampshire, it's just not easy to make a charge. It seemed like you have to really work at it and get a few laps going to be able to make a charge at the leader. And you knew Kenneth was going to have that the nice launch from the restart zone. I mean, is there anything else you could have done there to maybe you got a good run off of 2, but seemed to have had some sort of trouble maybe in 3 and 4 coming to the white flag. I can't remember exactly where it was, but anything else you could have done to maybe try to get that win?
Honestly, I don't really think there was. I mean, you're 100% right. I mean, especially in the trucks here, it's just 2 laps isn't really enough time to set up a pass. It takes so long to set it up. When we had the caution with like 8 to go, I can't say what I said in the team chat, because this is a family show when that caution came out. But I kind of knew at that point, I'm like, all right, I've got to hope for him to make a mistake here, really, because I was kind of catching him a little bit before that. But once that caution came out, I kind of knew, like, this is going to turn into 1 lap runs or 2 lap runs at the most, and it's just so hard to try to get anything done in that time. So, I mean, I'd be lying if I said the thought didn't cross my mind. If I'm close enough, maybe we put the bumper to him going into 3 and 4 the last lap. But he's always raced me clean whenever I've been around him. I'm not going to race somebody that way. I mean, if it's championship, maybe, but he's always done me right, so I wasn't going to try to throw a bumper to him or anything right there. So yeah, maybe ruin both nights.
Well, yeah, the first race of the playoffs may not be the time to start making enemies. So, yeah, probably a good call by you. But second place, still a really good finish out of 25 drivers. And it's going to set you up pretty nicely going into the Talladega race to go on to the next round. But congratulations on second place. As always, who you got to thank any sponsor shout-outs.
Yeah, appreciate you putting on the broadcast. Appreciate all the work that V-Speed puts into everything. This first race that I actually had the V-Speed logo on the truck, so glad that I brought it home in P2. Finally got that updated, just being lazy. Thanks to everyone at JC Motorsports, Rowdy Energy, 3Chi. Just happy with the night.
All right, well, there you have it. Second place finisher, Daniel Cunningham. As we get our winner in here, he's been waiting patiently. You know, with the winner, it's always like you get punished for being the winner, is you got to wait so dang long before you get an interview. But Kenneth, got you in the booth. You got a copy?
Hell yeah, let's go.
Come on. Well, you got the Georgia Bulldogs on your truck tonight. Number one in the nation, number one in the race tonight. As man, a great strategy. Talk a little bit about your race though, ups and downs. How did this race go for you before that last little bit?
Man, during practice, I was a little frustrated because I couldn't find the overall speed. I was hoping that would be a good thing during the race and long runs, but I didn't think we was going to get too many of them. I didn't take no tires there on that first stop, and I think the majority of them did. Maybe a handful of us didn't. Man, and that strategy played out well at the end. I think I had top 7 pace truck. Don't think I had a winning truck there, speed-wise, but man, what a race.
Man, well, let me tell you what. I don't know if I cut you off. Sorry about that. But, man, I'm going to tell you, the first time in a long time I've done an instant replay for a pass is that slide job you put on Lucas Lyon to take the lead. I got to say, man, was extremely impressive, and it's got to be the move of the race because you getting control of the restarts going forward. As soon as you got around him, the caution came out, and that really changed the race for you. While you had better tires than Lucas, having that jump on the restart makes all the difference in the world. So, man, I got to give you the props for that decision to go down in the corner and just pull that slider off. It was just a badass slider. And that was all it took. I mean, once you got the lead, you had the control of the restarts. And there on that green-white checker, were you worried at all?
I was. Actually, Daniel there, I felt like he was a tick faster than I was, especially if we would have got, a little bit longer run there, 3 or 4 or 5 lap run. I knew I had to get past Lucas as quick as possible. I knew even though I had fresher tires, it was still going to be a little hard to get around him. Yeah, man, that was definitely the move of the race for sure.
Well, and it got you the lead, especially on a green-white checker, and we talked to the other 2 drivers. So difficult to do anything. So it was really up to you to make sure that you didn't make any mistakes, and on that green-white checker, didn't make a mistake, and able to come away with the victory. And, man, sure does make it nice. Now, you got a badass team for those plate races going into Talladega, so I think that makes you the prime pusher, I'd say, at Talladega, wouldn't you?
You got that right. I will definitely be trying to get one of these teammates locked in to the next round for sure. How about that restricted plate race? That thing was awesome, wasn't it?
Man, incredible. I mean, I couldn't stop talking about y'all in your just the teamwork. Whenever you can knock it out of the park, y'all definitely did that. So, but man, congratulations on that win tonight. I mean, just come up here and took it at the end. That's what you got to do in these playoff races is fight tooth and nail to get to the end and come away with the win. You did that. So congratulations on the win. And as always, at the end of these things, who you got to thank? Any sponsor shout-outs?
Yeah, I got to thank them teammates. Awesome group of guys. And thank all the family for tuning in and watching. Thank you for the broadcast. And thank Jason Bluegrass for putting this thing on.
All righty. Well, there you have it. Your winner here tonight, Kenneth McCullough, takes home the victory and sets himself up really nice for the playoffs. Gets to move on to the next round. Talladega, just a breeze for him. So he gets to worry about trying to help his teammates, and he can take home he can just go into that race without much issue at all. Well, all right, guys, we're going to get out of here. We've already done everything. I want to thank everybody for watching. Don't forget, go over to V-Speed Racing Network, subscribe, go to Bluegrass TV, subscribe, and that way we can continue to put really cool things on, cool broadcasts and stuff, get some visibility. It doesn't pay us any money, but that's okay. We just want the visibility so other people can see your racing. If you got sponsors and stuff, the more viewers we have on that, man, the better their value is. So if you can subscribe, that helps us get in the algorithm, and other people can see you race that may not be involved in your league. So definitely good to do that for both leagues. But I'm Eddie Smith from V-Speed Racing Network. Thank y'all so much for watching, and we will see y'all next week in Bluegrass. You'll have the Xfinity race tomorrow night. I'm not really sure where the broadcast is going to be. Won't be here. I hate to say that, but we'll be at the Fastenal Winter Series. But here, Xfinity will be racing at New Hampshire, and the Cup Series for Bluegrass will be also here on Wednesday night. So if you got Bluegrass in your blood, heck, it's going to be a good week for you. I think the racing is going to be pretty incredible. And if you're not watching Bluegrass or racing in Bluegrass, come over and watch VSRN. We got a lot of stuff going on. Should be a lot of fun. All right, guys. Y'all have a good night.